Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Micron. It is time for another update, and today we actually start with the larger time frame. We actually have a small change here because previously we have been tracking this as an initial wave 1 to the upside. We have been looking for a wave 2 here and for a wave 3 to be taking us to significantly higher prices. But within the wave 3 we have been tracking two scenarios actually. We have had the possibility of a fallback in case of a failure to extend directly in an impulse in the wave 3, right? In the case of having a larger 1-2 setup internally. At this point, given the strength we have within this movement to the upside, I simply find this white interpretation pretty much impossible, highly unlikely, and even if we weren't able to still follow through within this yellow scenario, I would probably be still preferring a different pattern than the white scenario at this point, simply given the strength of this movement to the upside. Now, this structure, we are going to track it strictly in blue from now on because we only have one scenario we are focusing on. We have already achieved the ideal target for the wave 3. We have been looking at this for a while now. It was at around $660, we have surpassed that, and there is no issue with this being considered a wave 3. However, I do not see any evidence of a top being in place or a top forming at this point. I could see this structure extend for significantly longer, so this took about more than a year to do this. I could see it take maybe half a year, maybe another whole year to complete this entire wave 3. It is a bit difficult to tell how extended the wave 5 is going to be because in some cases those patterns do end up dragging out a lot before they actually complete. It's just a rough idea of what we could be expecting. The main point is that I'm not looking to form a more substantial top at this point because within the internal structure I believe we can track even further extensions. So previously we have identified this as our main wave 4 area of support. We've had a support zone for this. Anyone who would have bought as soon as it touched the support zone would have caught pretty much the bottom. It was starting, I believe, at $332. Well, it pushed at what? $320, $310. Not a big difference, right? And even then, the consideration was that it is possible for this to be only an internal wave 4, where even after a follow-up within the wave 5, we could have been actually looking to still be within the wave 3 of the large main wave 3. Now, this is the interesting part because given the strength we have had within this follow-up structure and the fact that it is able to build an impulse, it is building a quite nice impulse actually, and the momentum is still increasing, we can actually track an even more extended wave 3, and that is exactly what I'm looking at in this orange interpretation, where instead of having this as a wave 3, all of it would have been a series of 1-2 setups, allowing this latest development to be the wave 3 to the upside, which would allow this uptrend to extend beyond anyone's imagination because we would be looking for every single one of these 1-2 setups, and we have 4 1-2 setups here. We would have a 4-5 pattern to complete this structure. This could end up pushing quite high, especially given that this wave 3 in orange wouldn't be complete. In fact, even if we were to still track this blue interpretation where we are building the wave 5 of the wave 3, I would expect higher prices within it still. So most recently, we have been tracking a few scenarios, a few patterns in this area, but my highest focus at this point is the idea of an impulse to be information within this structure, where once more, I am looking at a series of 1-2 setups, and I'm not even too focused on the structures prior to this movement to the upside, right? From the 20th of April low, I am tracking an impulse within a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So even once this 5-wave pattern we have in yellow is complete, I could expect 3 additional 4-5 patterns to complete this wave 3 in orange alone. And honestly, I prefer this even for the blue wave 5. Once we have a top, it will become a bit more delicate, but as long as this internal structure is still extending and is still following this idea of an impulse, we can expect higher prices because we expect 5 waves within both the wave 5 and the wave 3 in orange. Going into the internal structure, because this is actually where the most interesting action is taken right now, we have had this quite substantial wave 4 correction, I have to say. Would be something like an A, B, C structure, and from these lows, I am looking to actually build just another impulse. It is a bit early to confirm that this will be building an impulse, but this is the pattern that I'm tracking. This is the pattern that I want to be trading. So I would have to account for this being a double 1, 2, 1, 2 setup, and this would be my wave 3 to the upside. Given that today we have had this massive push and we expect a wave 3 to be the strongest wave of an impulse, and that we have potentially already started the large wave 4 correction, I would be watching the levels of support between $856 down to $818 for continuation to higher prices within this idea of an impulse. Technically, it could push to higher prices even if an impulse were to fail. There are other structures we could be tracking here, but we have actually reached the ideal target for a wave 3 within this structure, so no problems there. We have even surpassed it. We have reached the 161.8% extension instead. And yes, I am looking still for continuation to higher prices within this structure. I am looking for 2 additional 4-5 patterns before I would have a full count within this wave 5 in yellow. In terms of targets, I am looking to reach the upper boundary of this channel. So, over the next few days, maybe the entire week, maybe it spills even into the next week, we can expect this stock to be extending towards $1,000, maybe even surpass it towards $1,100, but it's already getting a bit extended because within this as a wave 4 correction, I would still expect similar proportions with what I actually have within the internal wave 2. So this has taken like a few hours to complete the correction. I could see something similar to be in play for the larger wave 4. Maybe we extend within it the rest of the trading day, maybe even spill into tomorrow's trading day, because especially towards the later stages of an uptrend, we can expect the wave 4 corrections especially to start getting dragged out. We actually have a prime example of that when we compare this tiny wave 2 with this massive wave 4, right? And for now, there really isn't much else to add. I am looking to complete here a wave 4 correction and reach at least $856. And if we were to extend directly higher, we might need to consider a possible extension within the wave 3 itself. Although, given how large this internal correction has already been, I would prefer for the wave 4 in white to be in play. And for now, we will stop here. These are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed the content and want to support it directly, check out the channel membership, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.